It's time for another edition of Talking Real Estate, and I'm joined, as always, by Wes Davidson. Wes, how are you?
I'm very well, Nims. Yourself?
Going well, thank you. Now, here's something that, everyone that's looking to get some property is going to have to deal with. Stamp duty.
Yeah. It's one of those taxes that it's a state tax, firstly. It's not a federal tax. People often get confused. Do they have to pay stamp duty or not? And it is a bit of a confusing area because the rate is applied differently for different sections of the market. So to give you an idea, in Victoria, if you're buying here in Horsham, $250,000 property,
yep.
If you are paying stamp duty on that as your home, it's not your first home, so it's your second home, you're paying $8,870 in stamp duty.
Right.
If you're an investor, however, you pay more. So you're paying $10,070. So it's a substantial difference between those two. But if you're a first home buyer, you get a 50% discount, so you're actually paying $4,435.
Wow.
So first home buyers do benefit from stamp duty. We do have a good concession in Victoria for that. If you think about the poor people in Melbourne or other areas where $500,000 is what you need to get into the market, you're looking at $25,070 for an investor in stamp duty, $21,970 for a non-first home buyer, and $10,985 for the first home buyer. So it's still a substantial amount on top of, you're trying to find your 10 or 20% deposit. You've still got to find your, $25,000 in stamp duty as well. So it's quite a lot of money.
I guess it just highlights, the importance of budgeting for stamp duty, doesn't it?
Absolutely. First home buyers should also be aware that if they do buy a property that is new, so it's been either bind off the plan or whatever, they can get $10,000. If it's their first time, they can get up to $10,000 towards a newly constructed property. Now, it doesn't apply to existing properties. So if you are looking at a house and land package or something like that, you can get up to $10,000, which is a substantial help towards it, of course. The foreign investors, they're being slugged now, which I think is appropriate. They're going from 3% up to 7%.
Well, that seems rather sensible when you think about it.
Well, it's a big tax, and if it can ease the tax burden on the locals, well, then I'm all for it. I think we will pay enough tax. And just to have a look, the other thing that quite often people selling their home and they're downsizing, they get to the end of their working life and they're on the pension, and some pensioners also give you an idea. A new property, if we have a $300,000 property, which is around about what the unit price here is in Horsham, if you look at that, if we went to buy an established one, a first home buyer would pay $6,935 in stamp duty. A non-first home buyer would pay $13,870, but a pensioner would pay $1,613.
There you go. Those are significant differences in numbers.
They're huge. And then that is because there is concessions for the pensioners. Now, if you have any questions, go to sro.vic.gov.au. You can get relief from stamp duty if you're a first home, you've bought a property even retrospectively and you have a dependent child under 18. There's a whole range of different things. So there's not one shoe fits all.
Yep.
So you need to plan ahead, budget well ahead, check it out, because it's going to come into your overall equation of what you can afford to buy.
No, it certainly will. Well, Wes, thanks again for joining us for another edition of Talking Real Estate. If you want to catch up on any of the previous episodes, make sure you jump on the PRD website. That's prdhorsham.com.au. Wes, we'll chat to you next week.
See you, mate. Have a good weekend.